Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Shinta Riana. I'm a student of English Literature Universitas Pamulang. So today I want to do a presentation about cooperation and implicature in order to complete mid task for pragmatics. So without any further ado, let's just start to the material. The first one we have cooperation. So what is cooperation? Let's jump to the definition. Cooperation refers to the principle that speakers and listeners work together to achieve successful communication. It is a fundamental idea that goes beyond simply conveying the literal meaning of words. So, cooperation refers to the assumption that speaker and listener are generally work together to communicate effectively without trying to be confused. Next is the background of cooperation. H. Paul Grace introduced the cooperative principle in his 1975 article Logic and Conversation. The principle is based on assumption that participants in conversation cooperate with each other. It usually attempts to be truthful, informative, relevant, and clear. Greens expand on his cooperative principle with his four conventional maxims. So here are the four maxims. The first one is the maxim of duality. It means not to telling a lie on purpose. You should only say things you believe to be true, and you shouldn't say things that you can back up with evidence. The second one is the maxim of quantity. It means say enough and not too much. You should make your contribution to the conversation as informative as necessary. The third one is the maxim of relevance. It only says things that are relevant to the conversation. This maxim help the conversation on track and prevent from random conversation like of continuity. The maxim of relevance also help us to understand occurrence in conversation that may not be initially obvious. And the last one is maxim of manner. It means be clear and avoid obscurity and ambiguity. So this maxim mainly refers to the choice of your word to use. For example, we should avoid using a big or overly complex word we know our listener won't understand, and we should try our best to be concise and coherent. And here's the example of cooperation. Imagine the scenario: two friends, we called Alice and Bob. They are walking down the street and they see a dark cloud approaching in the distance. Alice said, in the conversation, she said, "Look at the rain." And Bob said, "I think so too. Maybe we should grab some coffee." Explanation, yeah. So Alice provide enough to information. She said, like, "Looks the rain," to be understood by the Bob without being overly specific. And Bob, he evers Alice's intent and he suggests grabbing coffee, which Bob addresses the potential rain and offers a solution to spend time together. Let's move to the next material is implicature. What is implicature? Have you ever heard about this before? If it's not, let's just um, study about it. So here's the definition of implicature. Implicature refers to the meaning that interfered or implied in conversation beyond the literal or explicit meaning of the word used. So the implicature is what is meant is not what is said. Conversational implicature are one of the type of the implicature. So implicature have two types. The first one is conversational implicature, occurs when meaning is implied or suggested by a speaker, even though it's not explicitly stated. I'm sorry. Conversational implication is also known as implication. This happens when the speaker says something that requires interpretation and is an indirect way of saying something. And the second one is conventional implication. It doesn't rely on the cooperative principle and the four maxim. Instead, this is directly attached to the literal meaning of the words being said. So, conventional implicature uses another particle and phrases like but such as although, however, nevertheless, moreover, anyway, whereas, after all, even, yet, still, and beside. So here are the example of conversational implicature and conventional implicature. For the conversational implicature, for instance, a mother says to her daughter who is about to go to the beach, the mother said, better put some sunscreen on before you go. This is we understand. It is hot outside and the sunny day, so you might get sunburn if you're not put some sunscreen of your in your body before you go outside. And the second one is conventional implicature. This is example like the movie was funny, but the ending was disappointing. The contrast must be part of conventional meaning of the word, but at the same time, the contrast is not part of the truth condition. So here's the last part of my presentation is the conclusion. Cooperation, when a speaker and listener work together to achieve successful communication, this involves clarity, informativeness, and relevance of the speaker's part and interference, accommodation, and a presumption of cooperation from the listener. By cooperating, we avoid misunderstandings and ensure messages are understood as intended. And for the implicature, speakers often convey meaning beyond the literal word they use. This can happen through conventional implicature, like the specific word or phrases. Example, but implying contrast. And the last one is for conversational implicature, arises from following general principle of the conversation. Example, hinting a request indirectly. So thank you so much for listening my presentation. I hope this is helpful, and I hope my presentation should be clear and understood by all the people. So thank you so much for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a great day all. Thank you.